Hello and welcome back, audience. My name is MassiveBrad and welcome back to my FIFA 19 Liverpool career mode. Now, before we get into today's episode, I just want to say a huge big thank you for the love and support on the channel. And as always, guys, we're quickly going to recap on the previous episodes. If you haven't watched it, definitely go and give it a watch. Otherwise, there will be some spoilers at the start of this episode. But going back to the previous episode, I tried something a little bit different, guys. I thought, you know what? This year, I'm just going to do one episode. It might be 10 minutes, 15, 20, 30 minutes, solely based around transfers. And do you know what? I actually enjoyed doing it. It means there was no gameplay in the previous episode. If you haven't went and watched it, there's no gameplay, but it is just based around transfers. We have signed in this transfer window 5 brand new players, and we've also offloaded 2. Now, what I also want to explain, because I think a few people don't understand, but I think it was probably the way that I explained it. I said when we get to the game against West Ham, which as you can see there is the first game in today's episode, the very first game we're playing at Anfield in the Premier League against West Ham, I said that all the business was going to be done. Now, what I meant by that is I won't be buying any more players. So when we get to the West Ham game, any players we want to buy, all our business bringing in would be done. As for offloading, that is not the case, guys. If anyone comes in, any teams come in for young players looking to loan them or buy them, we will still be doing business there. It's just the case of I won't be buying any more players. But to quickly recap on the 5 transfers we brought in, we started off by signing a brand new left back in Kieran Tierney. This is a backup for Robertson. At the end of the day, I'm not fully focused and not fully keen with having Moreno as the backup, so I signed the brand new left back in Kieran Tierney, so I was very happy with that, and you guys seem to be happy as well. We also signed another left wing. We obviously brought in the young Fulham man, Ryan Sessegnon. This was again because Mane is the main man at that left wing, but we don't really have a backup for him. Whereas when you switch to the right wing, we have a fair few players that can play there. So if Salah was to get injured, unfortunately, or he wasn't fit, there is plenty of players that can play that right wing. But switching back to the left wing, we only had Mane. Our 2 other left wingers are currently out on loan. So I didn't really know what to do in that situation, but we ended up signing Ryan Sessegnon. Moving on, we sold Nathaniel Klein. This was one of the players that we sold in the previous episode, and quite frankly, I'm quite happy with the replacement. We brought in Dani Alves, who's got plenty of experience and will be great to sit behind Trent. Obviously, Trent is going to be our main right back. We also offloaded the young goalkeeper, Keller. He wasn't ever going to get in the team, so I thought, you know what, it's best that we just offload him and give him the chance to go and play somewhere else. We also signed a right mid who actually plays at striker, and I signed him in the FIFA 16 Liverpool career mode, and that man is Angel Correa. I thought, you know what, we've got Sturridge there, that's great. We've got Solanke, we've got Brewster, but I thought, you know what, we just need that extra player around the 80, 81 mark, just in case Sturridge is injured, just so we don't have to drop down from an 80 rated striker in Daniel Sturridge to a 70 rated striker in Dominic Solanke. So I thought, you know what, the best thing to do is sign a striker. So I did, and that man was Angel Correa. And finally, the biggest signing, one of the biggest positions you wanted me to bring in, biggest position you wanted me to buy another player in, and that of course was centre-back. We had 5 originally lined up, but we ended up finishing with the big man, Jose Maria Jimenez, who I am looking super excited and looking super forward to getting him into the team and seeing how he does in this Liverpool squad. But that is pretty much it, guys. Quick little recap on the previous episode. We're going to go ahead and dive straight into this first game against West Ham in the Premier League. So excited for this, guys. And as you can see right now, this is probably the squad that I am mainly going to put out. Maybe I'll look at swapping Matip out and putting Jimenez in as the new signing. But this is the strongest squad I want to go with right now. I want to keep it realistic, so I don't just want to stick Ryan Sessegnon in. I don't want to put Kieran Tierney in. I don't want to put Jimenez. I don't want to put Dani Alves. I want to keep this Liverpool career mode realistic, and that is a team that is very realistic. All currently players that actually play for Liverpool. So, of course, we've got Mane at that left wing. We've got Roberto Firmino at striker. Salah at that right wing. Wijnaldum linking up with Milner. Them 2 in pre-season were absolutely unbelievable. Milner scoring the very first goal in this Liverpool career mode. Gini Wijnaldum scoring a goal as well. Absolutely unbelievable from outside the box. So they are the 2 that I'm going to keep in central midfield right now. Jordan Henderson, the captain, is sitting in that central defensive midfield role. Robertson, Van Dijk, Matip and Trent at the back, with, of course, Alisson in goal. Now, what I'll quickly do before we get into the game is I'll show you the benching. This was a problem I always knew I was going to come across, but Liverpool have got such a big team now, especially in the midfield. It makes it very difficult for other players to get in. So, as you can see, I've got Gomez on the bench. I'm not even putting Jimenez in this game, guys. I thought we'll play him in the next game against Crystal Palace. I wanted to play the main team that I want to put out for this first episode. I'll probably look to bring Gomez into the team quite a lot. Eventually, I'm hoping Gomez will outgrow Matip, and then I'll play Van Dijk and Jimenez at the back with Gomez on the bench. For now, I might just rotate Gomez and Matip and eventually bring Jimenez in to have that main centre-back role. We've, of course, got Fabinho, who plays CDM. Unfortunately, at the moment, Henderson is pushing him off the team in real life, and he's also doing it in this career mode. Moving on, we've got Adam Lallana, Naby Keita, Sturridge, Sessegnon and Shaqiri. Again, loads of decent players there, unfortunately not able to break into the team right now. The reason I've benched Naby Keita is because the last couple of games he hasn't been playing great. Although he did score in pre-season, he's not been getting the assist and putting those balls through and getting shots on target as I would have thought he would have. So I don't know if he's just not currently in a good head state. I don't know if he's just not on form right now, but hopefully he will come back to that. And then if you go down to the reserves, you can see there, we've got the likes of Angel Correa, The Ox, Kieran Tierney, Jimenez, Solanke, Dani Alves, Lovren, Mignolet, Brewster, Moreno, Origi, Markovic. Plenty of players there that could easily get onto the bench if they played well, but we are looking to offload Markovic, Origi and also Moreno. Brewster and Solanke I'm hoping to train up and eventually bring into this team, especially in the cup games, the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. They will definitely get in there. Alves, as I said, is a backup for Trent, so he's not going to get in the team today, but pretty much those first, I would say, two lines and Brewster are the main players that are going to be coming in and out of the subs. I don't think any of them right now, apart from maybe Jimenez and Ox, are going to get actually in the starting 11. But it's just so difficult, as you can see, guys. Look at the talent that we've got there. It's very difficult to pick a starting 11 plus the substitutes. But that is the team I am putting out against West Ham in this very first game. Obviously, we face off against West Ham at Anfield for the first game in today's episode, and then we face off against Crystal Palace in the second game. As always, guys, I will be playing two games and cutting it down to highlights. But anyway, guys, let's get into this game against West Ham. As I've said many times now, I'm super excited for it. We may be offloading a couple more players today, whether that's on loan or transferring them out. But this is our very first game of the Premier League. We've got an incredible squad that's going out there. Let's just hope at Anfield we can pick up our first 3 points. And here we are, lads. We are at Anfield for our first Premier League game. Super duper excited for this. Liverpool versus West Ham. Now, obviously, in real life, we did beat West Ham, I do believe, 4-0 for the very first game of the season. Now, I'm hoping we can do the same in this career mode. But I'm just looking at this team and I'm thinking there's so many talented players within this team that are just going to struggle to actually get into the starting 11. Absolutely unbelievable. You've got to look as well at pre-season. Milner, Gini Wijnaldum, Henderson scoring those 2 goals, getting voted the best player in the competition. You've got Milner scoring the very first goal. Gini's getting up and down the pitch. Going to be a very difficult team to break into, especially the likes of the Ox, Naby Keita, Fabinho. They've got to knock them 3 out. Going to be a very difficult challenge. It's only going to be the fact if one of these players start playing bad, losing the ball a lot, not doing the interceptions they should, then they will get dropped and we will look to bring on one of the other players. But I'll tell you what, let's get into this first game with the first kick coming from Roberto Firmino back to Henderson. Let's get into this first half and see what damage we can do to the Hammers. Let's try and pull this back. Let's look for Trent, up the line to Trent. Let's get round them. Still with Trent, playing into Salah. Nice little ball in, looking for Roberto Firmino on the head. And unfortunately, he puts it wide. Let's close this down. And Nautovic, we don't want him getting in. Lanzini, ball coming into the middle. Oh my word, and nobody had a Nautovic covered. I have to say, beautiful run from a Nautovic. Nobody marking him, straight into the middle, right on the penalty spot. And I'll tell you what, look at the space he had. Little dink over, look at the run coming in now. Henderson leaves him. Matip's left him for dead. And he slots one past Alisson. Not the starters we wanted in this career mode. Let's just hope we can pull one back quicker rather than later. Looking for Salah, making a lovely run. Salah could be in behind here. Come on, Salah, keep the pace. Here's Salah to slot it past the keeper. And unfortunately, terrible shot from the Egyptian King straight in to Fabianski's hands. Mane looking for Firmino, laid it straight off. James Milner with the strike. It's coming into Salah, who's going to put it back in, and that is a terrible ball by Salah. He didn't have a great pre-season and he has not started off this first game well at all. Let's go Trent, and there we go, referee blows for half time. We're going in at Anfield 1-0 down to West Ham. Unfortunately, there wasn't much you could have done. Van Dijk was well out of position. Henderson didn't track Arnautovic. And I mean, Arnautovic right now in the Premier League is on fire. I'm not going to make any changes just yet, guys. When I do make changes, I'll be sure to let you know. But we've just got to get into the second half, and hopefully in the next 10-15 minutes, we have some shots on target. And hopefully one of them ends up in the back of the net. Playing out to Milner. Milner looking over the top. to unleash Salah with his pace. Let's try and cut this in. Nicely done. I've got Bobby in the middle. Bobby's there. Bobby! What a goal! I'll tell you what, I'm not sure who that was in the middle. But as he rised, the centre-back rised. He wanted to clear it. And I'll tell you what, if he declared it, no one would have got to that. But unfortunately for them, it comes over the centre-back. And Bobby Firmino strikes that. Look at this. That defender right there climbs. But it comes down to Bobby on his right foot. And he's never missing it from there. Number 21 it was for West Ham. I'm not 100% sure who that is, if I'm completely honest. Zabaleta is on the ball. And there we go, Gini Wijnaldum picking up the ball. Gini Wijnaldum is going to be away, hopefully. We're going to have Bobby Firmino once again. I'm going to try and cut this back, wait for a few more players in the middle. Ball in. Bobby Firmino! Oh my God, son! What has Bobby Firmino just done? Not only has he just scored an incredible volley, I pulled it back with Gini. It's a lovely weighted ball. Bobby does not deserve to be doing that from there, but he pulls off an incredible overhead kick. Valbuena nowhere near him. Not tight enough to him, and he manages to pull off an overhead kick and beat Fabianski between the sticks. And we find ourselves leading. Happy days. That is the score it should be. Let's keep pushing for some more goals now. And it was Ogbonna who didn't mark Firmino in that first goal. Henson going to look for that ball over the top to Mane. And what a beautiful ball it is by the captain. Sadly, there is nobody in the box. Let's try and cut this back. A few more players coming in now. Ball in. Salah's there. Salah! Decent header from the Egyptian king, but sadly straight into Fabianski's hands. Come on, stay on them, lads. Ball definitely should be going out there. We've still got to chase it. It doesn't go out. Matip and Arnautovic has put one in the back of our net, and it is back to level terms, 2-2. We're going to have to dig deep now. Luckily enough, some of our new players will be coming off the bench. I'm bringing Fabinho on for Milner, who's a little bit tired. And I'm also bringing on Shaqiri for Salah, who's just not having a great game at the moment. And it is 2-2. As you can see, Salah going off for Shaqiri. Milner coming off for Fabinho. We are back to level terms. Nice little run there from Shaqiri. Let's see if he can get in behind. Let's pull this back. Nice little ball in now. Nice ball in. Mane's there. Go on, Bobby. Oh, and I tell you what, Mane was there with an athletic karate kick. Just not making the runs right now. I've got maybe a run there of Mane. Mane brings it down nicely. Let's go, Mane. Come on, push forwards. He's going to cut in. Nicely done. Nice little ball in there. Nice little ball. Shaqiri on the head. Oh, Xherdan Shaqiri in the 81st minute. This has been an incredible first game to the Premier League. Absolutely incredible. 5 goals within these 81 minutes. Oh, Mane. Beautiful bit of skill there. Cuts it back onto that right foot. Ball in. Xherdan Shaqiri gets ahead of his man and sinks it into that bottom left, beating Fabianski for the 3rd time today. This has been an incredible game. This is end-to-end stuff. Absolutely unbelievable. Well done, Xherdan Shaqiri. And that was the right move by the looks of it for me to take Salah off. Here we go. Let's lay this straight off. And there we go. The ball falls to Shaqiri. But the referee blows for full time at Anfield. Our very first game in this Liverpool career mode in the Premier League. And thankfully, at the end, thanks to Xherdan Shaqiri, we managed to bag the 3 points, beating West Ham with an incredible scoreline of 3-2. I'm just glad, I'm really glad that Firmino has found a goal, because he didn't score at all in the pre-season. Finally, he's bagged himself 2. Hopefully that puts him on a bit of a scoring streak. Right, guys, and we are finally back at the Central, and what an incredible start to today's episode. What an incredible start to the Premier League. As you can see right now, we are sat in 2nd place below Bournemouth. Bournemouth obviously beating us because of goal difference, but we are joint top of the Premier League. You can also see there the scorers, Marco Arnautovic and Roberto Firmino, currently joint top with 2 goals apiece. Super duper excited for this next game, guys. That was an absolutely incredible game, so I'm hoping the rest of this episode will have as much energy and excitement as that. I also just want to talk about 2 emails. Derby County have actually said they don't want to go in for Mignolet anymore. He's too high of a price, which is fine. And he also had an offer come in for Akanye, I think you pronounce his name. I actually let him go. I said, yeah, go ahead, you can buy him. But unfortunately, it fell through. It doesn't really matter, but it's just one of those things. And also on player development, I've now changed it up to have Trent on 2, Gomez on 1, and the new left winger, which of course is Ryan Sessegnon. So they are the 5 that are going to be doing it. Ryan Sessegnon on 2, Trent on 2, and Gomez on 1. There's not much more else to do other than advance it in some time, guys. If any emails do come in, any players go out or in, I'll be sure to let you know. And here we are, guys, at match day, about to play our second game in the Premier League. We face off away to Crystal Palace. Super excited for this, guys. Only one change to the team from the previous game. Obviously, we've got Mane at left wing, Roberto Firmino at striker, Salah at right wing, Gini linking up with Milner in that central midfield role, Henderson at that central defensive midfield role, Robertson, Van Dijk, Jimenez, and Trent at the back with Alisson in goal. And as you can see, I've taken Matip out and I'm giving Jimenez his very first debut in the Premier League to face off against Crystal Palace. There's not much more for me to say, guys, other than Manchester City have approached Nabil Fekir, someone that was on our list, and unfortunately, it looks like they're going to get him for around the £50 million mark. But he's a player that we weren't looking at in the first place. I just added him for the simple reason he was a realistic transfer target. But it's one of them, guys. If Man City get him, fair play. They've got a lot of midfielders and wingers as well, so I don't really know how he gets into that team. But without any further ado, we're travelling to Selhurst Park. We're facing off against Crystal Palace. Hopefully, come away from today's episode with the 6 points and possibly even top of the Premier League table. Here we go. Selhurst Park. And there is the big man, Jose Maria Jimenez. Looking forward to playing with him. You guys told me he's OP. He's a beast. We've now got him at centre-back with the big man, Virgil van Dijk. So excited for this game. So excited. As you can see there, Steven Bergwijn, I want to say, for 17.9 million coming into Crystal Palace. He's getting his debut. And as well as our big man, Jose Maria Jimenez, playing at the back with Van Dijk, also getting his player debut. And as you can see there, an ex-Liverpool man, Mamadou Sakho. I used to actually enjoy watching him play, but unfortunately Klopp didn't see the same eye. Let's get into this first half and see if we can come away from Selhurst Park with the 3 points. Playing it into Bobby Firmino, watching the run of Henderson, who's going to strike first time. Some space, playing it back to Henderson, playing it into Gini, who's going to hit this first time. Let's get on Sakho. We've took it off Sakho. Let's go. Come on, son. Pull it back. Play that ball in. It's into Gini Wijnaldum. No. Mane, shoot. Put a ball in. Someone. Oh, Salah. Oh, I really don't know what happened then. Roberto Firmino robbed Sakho. I tried to pull it back to Gini Wijnaldum, and I do not know how we didn't score then. Get a foot in. Get a foot in. Nice done by Virgil van Dijk. Keeper. Good save by Alisson. And it is offside anyway. Try and get this ball out. Don't let them get into the box. Ball comes in. And he's given a penalty. What has happened there? I'd love to see the replay as well. How is he given that? So Henderson takes the ball down. Are you joking me, referee? Milovic has gone for a scissor kick or something. And he's given a penalty. So hard to step up. Come on, Alisson. Oh, and Alisson keeps it out. Happy days, and so he should, because they did not deserve that. Come on, lads. Here goes Mane. Let's try and cut back and get inside. Nice little ball. We've got Henderson in the middle. Henderson with an overhead kick. And here we go, guys. Referee has blown for half-time. Now, unfortunately, I don't know how the cut is going to look on that, but literally 2-3 seconds ago, my computer has just blue screened. Not good news at all. Not really sure what happened, but I'm going to look to resolve and get the footage from the very first half, pretty much. So the last game I've just played, hopefully if you guys have seen the West Ham game, I managed to recover it, but it's literally just blue screened right in front of me. I've booted back up, started recording again. I can't see the file for it, so I'm just going to keep my fingers crossed. Otherwise, I'm going to have to play the second half of the Crystal Palace game and then play the next game against Brighton and just have to tell you guys and show you what happened in the West Ham game. But fingers crossed, you guys get to see the footage. Anyway, not a bad start. 6 shots, 5 on target. They had 7 with 2 on target. Decent start from both sides. Nice little ball from Roberto Firmino into James Milner. Slotting it through. Gini first time. Decent strike, but straight in to the keeper's hands. Nice little interception there from Gini, playing it through to Henderson, looking for that ball round to Mane. Mane's going to hit this. Mane hits the post, and he's gone down, and it's a penalty. We've got a penalty. The referee didn't hesitate. I literally strike the ball, and it's big man Dan to give us the penalty. Oh yes, he catches the player, not the ball. Who is going to step up for this penalty? It is Firmino, but I'm actually going to change him. I really want Firmino to take it, considering he's got 2 goals and he is joint top with Arnautovic at the top of the Premier League scores, but I'm going to give it to Millie. He is the usual penalty taker for Liverpool. Let's see if we can put this in the back of the net. Nice strike, looking for that top left corner. Oh, and it's saved. It is saved. Millie, unfortunately, does not put us 1-0 up against Crystal Palace. Ball coming in. Trent needs to win that one, son. Nicely done. Trent wins it. Laying it straight off to Gini Wijnaldum. And here we go. We've got some decent runs here. I'm going to look for Salah out wide. Salah's pushing forwards. Come on, Salah. Let's try and dance his man. Manages to get in. Nice little dink now. Looking for Roberto Firmino, back post. And once again, he takes it on the volley and puts it straight over the bar. There goes Shaqiri, and unfortunately, the referee has blown for full time. Oh, I just thought we were going to get a bit of a counter-attack going there. And unfortunately, guys, we are coming back to Liverpool from Selhurst Park with a 0-0 draw. Literally, that game was a nightmare. My computer blue screened. And then, unfortunately, we couldn't find much in that second half. And we only managed to come away with the 1 point after that horrible 0-0 draw. Now, all I'm going to say right now, guys, before I end today's episode, is I hope I managed to recover the start of this episode, the game against West Ham, and the first half against Crystal Palace. If I can't, I am hugely apologetic. I do apologise. It wasn't my fault. Obviously, if you guys have already seen the West Ham game, it doesn't matter. I managed to recover it. If we're now about to play the Brighton game, then obviously we won't be able to recover it. And unfortunately, I'll have to show you what the scoreline was, what that game ended, show you a little bit of highlights from the second half, and then we'll get into the Brighton game. But if I do manage to recover it, I'm actually going to leave it there after reading these two emails. So first things first, we've had a transfer offer for Chiravella. I will go ahead and accept it. He is a player that I'm looking to offload, but unfortunately, when it comes, as you can see there, to his transfer, or sorry, not his transfer, his contract negotiations, it just gets rejected and it falls through, sadly. And that is going to do it for today's episode, guys. As you can see, we are currently sat in 4th position. We've got 4 points. Bournemouth and Huddersfield, who are currently, which is madness, currently sitting top of the Premier League. There's no big teams. There's no City. There's no United. There's no Chelsea. There's no big teams apart from the likes of Liverpool, Spurs and Arsenal in that top 6. So it could be fun to see who finishes in the top 4 this year. Guys, let me know as well down below in the comment section who you think will finish top 4 and who you think will get relegated this season. But that is going to do it for today's episode, guys. If you have enjoyed it, please do give it a big thumbs up for me. Don't forget to jot your comments down below if you're new around here. Click that subscribe button. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. And I've been Massive Brad. Peace out.